What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$2,600 a month, and I drive my high country Silverado when I'm not driving my M4.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
My car payment is $835 and I drive a 2023 Corvette.
What is the #1 wealth killer?
Yeah, new cars.
So guys, I want to talk to you about a trend that's continuously happened, and I'm seeing it day in, day out. Even when I go out on the street, people driving around in these nice ass expensive cars, even though they're broke. A majority of society is car poor. And in this video, I want to discuss exactly what is car poor and how you could avoid it in your life. Well, first let me discuss with you guys exactly what it is to be car poor. Let me give you an example. Let's say someone makes $4,000 a month. They have a $900 car payment. They're paying $200 in car insurance. They have to pay for maintenance and they're paying for gas. Well, guess what? That's someone that is car poor. At least 50% of their income is going to paying a vehicle. Now, the thing about this that is extremely insane, guys, is this. We all know that a car is a depreciating asset, and it's just a piece of metal. It's getting you from point A to point B. But for some particular reason, everyone has this big fascination when it comes to buying vehicles. And especially now, where people want to push it out for 5 years, 6 years, or even 7-year auto loans, thinking they're getting their money's worth. The main problem what we see in society, and the reason why they do that, is because people just pay attention to the monthly payment. And they get enough, just enough to how much money they can actually afford on their monthly payments. But that's not the big issue. The big issue is the maintenance and the insurance, and it's tearing people up to pieces every time they're riding around in expensive ass cars, making expensive ass car payments. Now, you compare this to people who are wealthy or people who are smart with money, which a majority of people watching this video, I'm sure you are. You drive around in a paid vehicle, and the money that you would have been wasting on an expensive ass car, you be using that money to save, to invest, to build wealth. Because people need to fully understand, a car is a depreciating asset. You're making no money on it. It's just a toy. It's just a piece of metal. The more money you put on a liability, it's going to hinder you to build wealth. So here are the common mistakes that I see so many people do when it comes to being car poor. The #1 thing they do is they don't get an auto loan for 3 years. They don't put at least 20 to 30% down. They're getting 6 to 7 year auto loans, which to me blows my mind, and they're thinking that's the best investment. It is by far the most common and the worst thing that you can do when you buy a car. The next common mistake is people are leasing luxury cars. A lot of people want to get a car that is fancy, they think it's all wonderful and it's great, and they pay just a small amount and all the repairs and everything is covered. That's not the case. If people actually dial in and pay attention and calculate how much money you're spending in your finance fees when it comes to leases, it is a lot more than you financing your car on your own. Also, another common mistake is people are not really paying attention to the depreciation. People are really not paying attention to how expensive it is to maintain these cars. You can find out how long this car will last. Guys, it's simple. Go to Kelley Blue Book, take a look, and see how long it takes for these cars to depreciate. Some cars do depreciate pretty well, and some cars with the maintenance is not that expensive. But if you're here driving around in a luxury vehicle that you know the repairs are going to be extremely expensive, and you know the depreciation is just going to drop, then that's a mistake that you definitely want to avoid. Next common mistake is people just upgrade too quickly. People drive a car 1 or 2 years and they replace it instantly, and they're taking all that negative equity and getting it into a new car. Guys, a car is just a car. It's not an iPhone where every 2 or 3 years you need to get it upgraded. Every time you see someone upgrade their vehicle into a new one, all that negative equity is going to drag them along for the rest of the wealth building journey. You're going to build no wealth, and all you're really doing is increasing your monthly payments tremendously and paying for it, not 1, 2 cars, but in one loan. Another common mistake, guys, is people are just buying based on emotions. I need a car, I want a car, this car looks good, it's safe, so they just buy it. No logic about the finances, no logic about depreciation, no logic about anything. The #1 thing is people buy it either for status or to say, look at me, I got a new job promotion, so what now I'm going to do is buy a new car. Look at me, I got a new house, so now I got to buy a new car. I graduated college, buy a new car. People treat buying a car as a reward when in reality, it's not. It's a liability, and it's the worst thing you can actually do. Now, here are the signs that you're car poor. #1, you're living paycheck to paycheck because of your car. If you're living paycheck to paycheck because of your car, I'm gonna tell you right now, you better sell that car as quick as possible. The next sign is, as soon as you gotta get even something as minor as an oil change, you're freaking out. If you get a flat tire, you're freaking out. You cannot come with the basic expense of just fixing a flat tire or paying your oil change. You know you are car poor. Another sign is you finance the car with putting little to nothing down. If you're going in to buy a car and you don't even have enough money to put down 2 or 3% down on a car, you're broke. Turn your ass around, walk out of the lot. Another sign is your car payment is more than 15% of your take-home pay. 15%, guys, of $1,000 is $150. If you're here driving around in an $800 car, oh, I didn't want to do the calculation because I know I'm going to get sick even thinking about it. Now listen, being car poor is not a fun thing to be in, but there is things that you could do to get out of it. Number one, sell that damn thing. Sell your car, downgrade, get yourself a better car, cheaper car, one that you could afford. The next thing you want to do is, especially if you're driving around with a ridiculous interest loan, I've seen some guys up to 26%, is try the hardest as you can to refinance it. If you're having issues with your credit, try to repair your credit as quick as possible and refinance that vehicle quickly. Listen, your car poor, that sucks, but at least you can fix one situation, which is the interest. Now, the depreciation, that's a whole different issue. That's when you have to sell the car. The next thing you want to do is no more financing these expensive ass cars. Save money for your next purchase to be one you can buy in cash. And the next thing you want to do, guys, is follow the 24-10 rule, which is at least put 20% down on your car payment, only have 4 years max on the loan, and under 10% for the expenses of the vehicle. And the last thing you need to do, guys, is please change your mindset. Understand, guys, a car is not going to build you wealth. It's something that's just going to hold you back. You do not want to put all your money and all your hard-earned money to a vehicle. But now with inflation and the rising costs being so high, and you're here driving around an expensive-ass car, your whole life could change tremendously. You will not be complaining about the price of eggs if you're over here driving a $1,000 vehicle. You certainly need to change that mindset, because if not, you will be broke and poor forever. So there you have it, guys. The definition of car poor and the things that you can do to get out of it. If you guys have any stories or you have any tips you want to share, please drop it down in the comment section. I would love to hear about it. In the meantime, guys, thanks for watching. Hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys on my next video, where hopefully you're not driving around an expensive ass car you can't afford. Peace.